Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
What a pass. Giddy underneath for JRE. The reverse and the rookie-to-rookie action. SGA defended closely by Westbrook. Tough. Step back. Gets up the shot. Banks it in for the lead.
This is Udart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested podcast trade deadline special. I'm your host, Jacob Niffen. I got my guy JD Silva with me.
Good God, happy to be here.
Silva, I think we need to trade some second round picks.
Yeah, do you want a second? We've got a lot of them floating around, usually 5.
This has to be a record for second round picks traded. Like,
you get a second, you get a second, you get 3 to 5 seconds.
I'm trying to catch up on the timeline right now. So for those of you tuning in, get all your comments and your questions and everything in. We are going to talk about trades that have happened, specifically Thunder trades. But there's a lot that's happened. And we still have 30 minutes to go. Silva and I both have Shams and woes notifications on. So we will be reacting to anything else that comes across. Silva, I don't know about you. I feel like we're not done.
No, the Raptors, I think, are a big player in the remaining 30 minutes we have here. It looks so. OG, obviously, Fred VanVleet. Where will they go? Will they go? Don't know. It's nuts, dude. This is.
I don't even know. Like,
I feel like every year we say this is the craziest deadline we've had in a while, and then
this is wild.
This is wild. Kevin Durant got traded at midnight last night.
Yeah, starting last night, the Russell Westbrook trade, the Kevin Durant trade, the Jakob Poeltl trade. Oh my goodness!
Kyrie got traded earlier this week. This is nuts. And I have ESPN's like trade tracker pulled up so we can go through everything on there. I'm hoping this stays as up to date as possible. Just an insane amount of trades happening right now.
So I'm trying to keep up on the timeline, keep the notifications on so we can see what else comes through.
Yeah.
We are a Thunder pod, Silva.
We are.
We should probably talk about Thunder trades. Is that what you want to talk about first, or do you want to go a different direction first?
Yeah, let's start talking about those because I think we should let the later time in this show be used for reactions to what is still to come.
I like that. So first trade the Thunder made today. Very surprising move to me. Did not expect it.
No.
Mike Muscala to the Boston Celtics for Justin Jackson and 2 second-round picks. As far as I am concerned, they have not announced what those picks are yet. Are they protected, unprotected, what years, et cetera, et cetera? We don't know. Are they Boston picks? Are they somebody else's picks? I don't think we know yet. I haven't seen anything. If you guys have seen anything, drop it in the chat. But Muscala to Boston for 2 second-rounders, your initial reaction?
Sad, actually. I have grown to love Mike Muscala, just having him on the team. He's not a big minute guy, but when he comes out, he does his job, which is to just be big and shoot threes. He seems to love it here. I'm assuming this trade was made after Sam spoke to Mike, kind of saying, hey, Jay Will has been really good lately. You might be getting less minutes from here on out. How would you like to go to like the best team in the NBA? And I'm guessing that's what happened with something like this because it's not a huge return. It's 2 seconds and a player that I will be waived from what we've heard. So yeah, just a little sad, but happy that he's going to such a good team.
Yeah, I think it's less about how Jay Will has played recently and more about he wasn't going to be around next year anyways. You have Chet coming back next year, JRE and Poku. JRE's healthy, probably ready to play. I don't know if JRE plays tomorrow in Portland, but after that game, the Thunder have they play Monday and Wednesday in OKC. I would expect JRE to be ready to go for those 2 games.
Yeah.
So Mike's minutes will probably go down, and just moving forward with the young guys also opens up a roster spot. And like you mentioned, it's not like they did wrong by Mike. I am sure there was a lot of conversations, and Mike ends up on the favorite of title contenders, like the odds-on betting favorite. for a title contending team. So
He'll get minutes there too, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Like he's not like lockdown defender, right?
Yeah.
But he does his job, and he is a great floor spacer, great shooter. I think he helps Boston a lot. Kind of interesting. The Thunder have worked with Boston before, so this was familiar territory. They didn't. It's not like Sam Presti was working with someone he's never worked with before. You go back as recently as the Horford trade. I mean, they've worked together before, so that makes sense. Another team they've worked together with before, the Phoenix Suns. The Darius Bazley experiment is over. Silva, I think there was a very small faction of the fan base that kind of pushed back on the idea that Baisley was done in OKC. I think most people saw the writing on the wall, and Baisley gets moved to the second odds-on favorite to win the title, the Phoenix Suns, in return for Dario Saric and a second-round pick. I don't think we have information on that second-round pick.
I don't think so either. I'm checking. I don't see that either. But yeah, just another second. Saric is interesting. I'm curious to see what you think about him. Do you think he'll actually get minutes?
I do. Saric kind of does what Mike Muscala does, but he's younger. He's almost 29 years old. This season, I'm trying to pull up his stats right here. Career, he is a 39% three-point shooter. He's shooting 35% this season. Played 50 games, averaged 17 minutes a game. He's going to be a floor spacing big. He's 1.5 assists on his career. I don't think he stays around after this year.
No, I don't think so either. Again, it's just kind of getting off of Baisley, who I don't think they were going to extend, and you pocket another second-round pick.
Yep, exactly. Also, I was going to look this up. Saric, last year of his deal, he is making, where is it at? $9.2 million. So with the Mike Muscala trade for Justin Jackson, the Thunder saved money and had about $10 million below the tax line. And then when you trade Baisley for Saric, it eats a lot of that up. I'll be interested to see, did they just absorb Saric into the Derek Favors trade exception? I think that is a possibility. As far as I know, they don't plan on buying Saric out. I could see him getting rotational minutes.
Yeah.
But remains to be seen. We do know that Justin Jackson is getting cut.
Kind of surprising. We've talked a lot about on podcasts this year. If there were to be a Thunder player traded, who would it be? And we kind of all agreed it would be Baisley. Still a little surprised that it happened ultimately. Thunder just seem to be in a stagnant position as far as making trades right now. Just kind of in a wait and see mode. So do you think any moves could follow these two? Or is this just to clear out minutes for other guys that are already on the team?
I think this is it for OKC.
I'm with you.
I don't think there's anything else coming. That would be cool if there was.
We lost our Vanderbilt dreams. We can talk about getting Mikal Bridges as much as we want, but it's not going to happen.
Moses Moody is said to be available. I think he is in talks for OG Anunoby right now as we speak.
That'd be a surprise team to land OG. I don't think they've been really talked about as suitors. It's always been like New Orleans, Memphis, and Memphis just got Kennard.
Yep. Which whatever. I know that Shams has been reporting very recently, last 20 minutes, Golden State is engaged in OG Anunoby talks. So that one is interesting as well. Yeah, I think this is it for Oklahoma City, though.
I think so too.
I don't think there's any more moves on the horizon. You have. Sorry, every time I get a notification, I got to check and make sure it's not woes or Shams.
Yep.
you opened up a roster spot. They have 14 guys on roster now. I don't think they are going to convert anybody to a regular contract, like move a two-way guy up.
No.
I have a hard time seeing them be a buyout team, being engaged in the buyout market.
No reason.
Opening up that roster spot makes room for your first-round pick this summer. You also added 3 seconds. Here's the thing, Silva. Regardless of what anybody would tell you, the Thunder are acquiring assets to make some massive trades down the line.
Yes.
Like people saying, oh, this is a tank move. Like they're not gonna tank. Like Muscala was very good for this team. Mason Plumlee to the Clippers.
Oh boy.
There's their backup big. I think the Clippers are a Westbrook team, by the way.
Me too. Because they just shipped John Wall to the Rockets again.
Oh my God.
That is so sad.
Beautiful.
And hilarious. Surely he'll get bought out this time. Surely.
Has to. Absolutely has to.
It's hard to keep up with all this.
Yeah, I don't care about Mason Plumlee to Clippers. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. You got to back up big.
There goes Reggie Jackson. They sent him back to Charlotte.
Did they really?
They did. They sent Reggie to Charlotte. So
even more rust to LA noise then, because who reported that? Where did I miss it?
Woes just did. Clippers are sending Reggie Jackson to Charlotte in the deal. Sources tell ESPN.
Well, shoot, you're farther ahead of me.
Twitter's also just been like broken for the last day.
Yeah. I forget what I was trying to say.
This is not a tanking move.
I mean, was Muscala good for this team?
Yeah.
Yes. But you have other guys up and coming. You were going to have to clear the way eventually anyways. From my count now, the Thunder have 20 second-round picks.
That's sick.
Apparently, you can trade 5 for whatever the hell you want now. So I guess that's what they're going to do.
Is it 5 second-rounders equate to 1 lotto-protected first now?
Maybe.
I don't know. The second round pick market has been inflated.
Yeah.
From today.
It's interesting. But the Thunder are gearing up to make big moves moving forward. Right? You collect those second round picks not to make second round selections, because you can't make 20 second round selections. People are going to say, oh, look what they did in the second round with Jay Will and with JRE and with Aaron Wiggins. Yes, but you can't make 20 of those selections.
No.
Like literally, they have enough first and second round picks to field 2 full NBA teams. That's never making all of those picks. Yeah. This is more of a move to have that ammunition to make the 5 seconds for who is it? Jay Crowder.
Right.
To make that type of move a couple years down the line.
They can just add 3 or 4 seconds to every trade they do for the next few years.
Yeah.
To sweeten up any deal.
It makes me even more confident that this summer they are consolidating to move up.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Very confident. I hope they do. Makes me very confident in that.
This will be the last trade deadline where the Thunder are not true players, I think.
Could be.
Would you agree? Or are you thinking more like the year after?
It's so hard to say, dude.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Next year is sort of a just roll the ball out there with a healthy Chet and a new first round pick and see what they can do. But
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
Folks, we are 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away from the deadline. Sylvie, you want to take us through some of these comments? Hayden just posted one that I found hilarious.
Just check the Thunder Facebook, deleted the app afterwards. Facebook is scary at times. Let's see. From Cross Connector, our trades have been really interesting, solid moves, but it feels like we could have easily grabbed Wiseman or Bamba, but we didn't. I wonder why Presti chose not to.
Wiseman doesn't fit anything that they're building.
No. Bamba I could have seen. But maybe they just want to keep trying the guys that they have already.
Agreed. Agreed.
Let's see. People wanted Wiseman, Baisley, KD pick and roll, gonna go crazy. I think the league is having a rest day tomorrow, as half the players in the league need to find a new place to live.
I think I saw that 27 teams have made a deal, something like that.
That is insane. Wow. Yeah. If you guys are watching, feel free to ask questions in the comments. We will answer them as soon as they come in. Any new notifications? No. What is the latest move that happened? Devontae Graham and Josh Richardson being swapped for each other?
The most recent one was Plumlee, Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
What is Charlotte doing? Now you have Terry Rozier, Reggie
And
Jackson, LaMelo Ball.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I think what do you think about the Sadiq Bey, James Wiseman? So James Wiseman is now on the Pistons?
Yes, that is correct.
They have
Pistons
Durant.
now have Wiseman, Bagley, Durant,
Stewart.
Nerlens Noel.
Good God.
A third of their roster can only play center.
That is a lot. I don't know what their plan is really there. They just buying low on Wiseman. You can't play Wiseman and Durant together. You can't play any of these guys together, really. So that's interesting. Warriors just getting didn't they get 5 second-round picks in that deal?
5 second-round picks for a former number 2 overall pick who's still on his rookie scale contract. That's pretty bad.
It's really bad. Curious to see. I mean, so from the looks of it, it seems like they could get more for Moses Moody than they would for Wiseman. That's what they're going for, at least.
Agreed. And again, my guess would be Moody is in talks right now for OG with Toronto. What if Toronto's only move was Jakob Poeltl?
That's weird to me because then it's Van Vliet, whoever they have at the 2 guard,
Gary Trent Jr.
Gary Trent, and then 3 non-shooters: Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Poeltl.
Do you not start OG?
Oh, I forgot about OG. Well, then who goes to the bench? Gary Trent?
And OGs are 2?
Yeah, I don't know. They're a strange team right now.
They are a very strange team. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something come across with them in the next 15 minutes.
No. A lot of teams I feel like have bolstered their roster. It's interesting to see the teams that were looking at OG, that were rumored to be OG destinations, kind of pivot at least. I mean, are the Spurs getting or the Pelicans getting Josh Richardson? Is that their move instead of trading a bunch of stuff for OG?
It seems like it.
Yeah. Kennard is whatever to Memphis. I think there were a lot of conversations on national podcasts about Memphis being, even if Memphis stand pat, they could win the West. I think that's probably not the case anymore.
Memphis is 2-8 in their last 10.
Right.
They're not that great.
And the Suns just got Kevin Durant.
Exactly. So Silva, let's go through these teams real quick. I want you to tell me who got better, who got worse, and who stayed the same.
Okay.
Dallas Mavericks.
I will say better. I will say better for now.
Theoretically on the court, better.
Better.
Jake Fisher. There's no deal for John Collins out of Atlanta.
Oh my God! Can we just?
And then Chris Haynes, Atlanta Hawks plan to keep John Collins past the trade deadline. Another year, another John Collins not being moved.
I can't do it anymore. This is worse than the Ben Simmons trade rumors that took place over 2 years.
Yep, that's who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
Okay, so you say Mavericks got better.
Yeah,
Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns, I would say, got a little better. They could start. Their starting lineup is nuts. Last night when I was half asleep reading that tweet, I was like, okay, so Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. They're really banking on that. They're that's their core. And then I remembered they have DeAndre Ayton also. It's pretty damn good for
Torrey Craig.
Landry
Shamet, Campaign, Bismack Biyombo.
They're a buyout destination for sure.
100%. The Clippers.
Yeah.
They added Eric Gordon. They
And
added Bones Hyland.
Mm-hmm.
They added Mason Plumlee. They lost John Wall. They lost
Poor guy.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah,
They lost some picks. I think the Clippers probably got better.
I would agree. I don't think they got like significantly better, but you could probably put them on par with the third or fourth best team. They're right in that range still, I think.
Okay. The New Orleans Pelicans, the only move they made was Devontae Graham and picks for Josh Richardson.
Yeah, they're about the same. They just need to get healthy.
Yeah,
I think.
I think about the same as well. The Timberwolves lose D'Angelo Russell. They bring in Mike Conley, and was there another piece they brought in that trade?
I don't know. Feel free to comment and correct us.
I
if
think
we're
that
wrong,
was
but
it.
I think that's it.
Where do you put them at?
They're just sad to me. I almost feel like they got worse in a way.
Got older.
It feels like they made that trade to cater to Rudy Gobert and make that fit more seamless, which is just weird. I really liked the direction the Timberwolves were headed last year after they went to the playoffs. They were like young and athletic and really exciting. The vibes were awesome, and now they're just headed in a bad direction, I will say.
Yeah, I think I agree. Blazers are trading Gary Payton II to the Warriors for 5 second-round picks. What the hell?
What is happening? The Warriors just had Gary Payton.
Yeah.
And he's only played.
They let him walk in free agency. Now they're bringing him back for 5. So the Warriors just traded James Wiseman for Gary Payton II.
That is sick.
It's got to be the same five
He's played
picks.
one game for Portland, by the way, because he's been hurt all year.
Wow. Talk about lost value.
They don't want to play their young guys so damn bad. They just traded for Gary Payton again.
Holy smokes.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so Silva, the Golden State Warriors.
Wait and see, probably.
Better, worse, or the same?
Oh, my God. Kevin Knox is such a Blazer. I said that about Cam Reddish, too. Blazers are buy low on wings that were once really hyped. That's the type of team they are to me.
I can't get over. They just traded their number 2 overall pick
For Gary Payton.
for a guy that they let walk in free agency 6 months ago.
That is very sad. And that's why Bob
Light
Myers
years.
might not be there next year.
Light years, folks.
Light years ahead.
Light years.
Wow. But they may make another move. We'll see.
They could. The Portland Trailblazers. Better, or worse, or the same? So the Blazers lose Gary Payton II. They lose Josh Hart. They bring in Matisse Thybulle, Cam Reddish, and now
5 seconds.
5 second-round picks.
They're about the same. They still feel like a middling team to me. I'm not excited about that roster at all, really.
Yeah. This doesn't do anything for me. I think they stay right where they're at.
They just cycle the same skill level player. They're like cycling their 9th best guy every year.
Agreed. Sorry, my attention's like halfway here because I'm still trying to get caught up on.
Yep.
Yeah, Jake Fisher said there was a conversation about the Warriors trading James Wiseman to Portland for Gary Payton II. They essentially just did that. That's incredible.
That's really tough.
That's just like horrible asset management.
Sometimes I think about the players they could have had at pick 2.
Utah Jazz. I think we both agree got worse.
They are sellers for sure.
Yeah. I mean, do they have anyone else left to trade?
No. I mean, they're keeping Markkanen. They're keeping Sexton, according to, I think, is it Tony Jefferson Jones? the reporter?
Tony Jones.
Yep.
Tony Jefferson is a former OU free safety.
You're right.
So the Jazz got worse. Oklahoma City Thunder.
I mean,
About the same.
some could argue that they got worse because Mike was like helpful to the team, but I think those minutes are just going to be taken up by young players that could be just as helpful, if not more so.
Agreed. Los Angeles Lakers.
I've actually liked what they've done. I don't think they're like contenders by any means, but they've turned Russ into 3 rotation players and then sent away a center that probably wouldn't get as many minutes because of Vanderbilt's arrival for like a bunch of second-round picks. So I guess that's fine. And they only traded 1 first, right? To get all those players?
Yes, they still have one of the firsts left.
And that first has like some crazy protections on it. And converts to a bunch of seconds if it doesn't convey.
A bunch of seconds.
Yeah.
You don't say. We got 5 minutes left until the trade deadline. You guys hit us in the comments over here. 5 minutes left. Some stuff might sneak in after the buzzer. Get announced after the buzzer. Sneak in here. Tell us what are some things that you think happen in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Anything else big coming across the timeline, or is the dust now settling? We'll read off some of our favorite ones. Big Mike says the Lakers are much better shooting around LeBron and AD.
Yep.
I think that's fair. They also traded Thomas Bryant. What did they get back in the Thomas Bryant deal?
A bunch of seconds.
That was it?
I think so.
They got Davon Reed. Was that his name?
Yeah. Which I don't know much about him.
Yeah, neither do I. Good pickup for Denver, I think, though.
Yeah. This tweet says the gods continue to throw Damian Lillard their toughest battles.
I'm glad we got that. Damian Lillard's not available for trade.
Yeah. Always good to just say the thing that's been said a million times. It's quiet now.
Yeah. Meek says Russ getting waived and going to the Suns.
I know Russ has been rumored to a few teams now, like the Bulls, the Heat, the Clippers.
There has been some talk about Zach LaVine today to the Knicks. Ian Begley reporting now that is very unlikely to happen as we come down to the very end here.
I like the Knicks getting Josh Hart.
Yeah, he fits. He really fits there.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Oh, Lakers got Mo Bamba.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that. I mean, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't start,
No.
I don't think, but just some more young depth. I think they did a good job of actually like getting younger.
Me too. Getting more actual rotation, getting bigger also.
Mm-hmm.
They got D'Angelo Russell also. That's strange.
D'Lo, Vandy,
Malik
Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba.
Pretty good.
Is that all they've brought in?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's it. The push for the West playoffs is going to be fascinating
Nuts.
with all the moves that happen in the West, specifically in the Pacific Division.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel like nothing's gonna. Okay, I know as soon as I say this, it's gonna happen, but I'm starting to feel like Toronto's gonna stand pat.
Which is crazy to me. We
I
just
know.
talked about who goes to the bench on that team.
No idea.
I don't know. This may be it, guys.
This might be it. Philly got Jalen McDaniels. Is he related to Jaden McDaniels?
Yes, they're brothers.
How about that? I don't know anything about Jalen.
I think that's a good pickup. Jalen's been pretty good for them.
Cool.
He's the older brother of the two. Jaden has developed more. But I think Jalen is a fine player, bench guy. He'll be all right there.
That's cool.
We are at the deadline, folks. It's 1:59 p.m. Central Time. Nothing else is hitting. This might be it.
And this has been a huge deadline. Still would be shocked if the Raptors did nothing.
It seems like that's maybe the case, that it's
I
just
know.
nothing. Which is that they were the team that everybody talked about. And then nothing materialized.
Nothing for OG, Van Vliet, Collins, Bojan from the Pistons.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty unlikely. It was sounding like they would trade him.
Jazz still have Jordan Clarkson also.
Yes. That was also, I think, the Jazz really wanted to hold on to him. I wonder what kind of offers they got.
Yeah.
Who else do you think, Presti? We're officially at 2:00 now, so if something comes through at the buzzer, we'll announce it. But who else do you think Presti got phone calls on?
I bet you he got a shitload of phone calls about Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
Like
I think he got a lot of
bunch.
calls on Joe. I think he probably got a lot of calls on Kenrich Williams.
Yeah. I would not be shocked if Trey Mann didn't get some interest.
Yeah, I think that'd be fair.
Other guys I feel like are Dort, maybe. That feels less likely to me.
Let me change the question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think he got calls on that he actually entertained the possibility?
I'm not sure who else he would actually entertain. I do feel like he wants to keep the core that exists now together for another year. I don't know how much entertaining there actually was. Like Kenrich, I don't know if you can consider that entertaining. Like someone probably offered a first for Kenrich.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenrich has made it pretty clear that he wants to stay, and I think Sam is cool with that and kind of appreciates Kenrich's role on this team currently. Speaking of that, are the Thunder now even younger?
Oh, yeah. You
like
lost.
They're by far the youngest team in the league now.
Well, it's actually kind of interesting. You're waiving Josh Richardson. Now you're down to 14 players.
Yeah.
You traded the oldest guy on the roster and a younger guy. How old was Baisley? 22?
I think so.
For a guy so you traded a 32-year-old and a 22-year-old for a 28-year-old. And you're now down one more guy off the roster. So when you do the averages, I don't know how that works out, but because Mike was pulling the average up, Baisley was helping pull the average down. Yeah. I think they're still younger overall. I don't know if it makes them younger than last year's team or not. I think it might. This might be the youngest team in league history.
Yeah. Hey, the Warriors saved, I think Hollinger said they saved like $150 million by trading away Wiseman.
That's insane.
Yeah, because their bill is so high.
Big Mike says he thinks Presti got the most calls about the Derek Favors trade exception. It hasn't been reported, Big Mike, but they might have used that to bring in Dario Saric, because the math doesn't work out on a Baisley for Saric straight up. I don't think the league rules allows that, and the Thunder aren't below. The Thunder aren't below the salary cap. So one more scroll through. I'm trying to see if anything else came across here at the end.
It's something that is reporting throughout the years. Masai Ujiri and Toronto's front office has always put like a really, really high value on their assets. And, people were saying that they wanted 3 firsts for OG, and everyone kind of thought that was nuts. But I think we still thought that it would happen. Maybe the market is clear on role players. Like 3 firsts, way too much. And that's why nothing happened.
Yeah, that could be very true.
A line could have been drawn,
I thought that after the KD trade went through, that the OG trade was almost like inevitable.
Yeah.
Right? Because I thought everyone who wants OG will instead rather hold on to their assets and try to make the big push for KD. But now that the big push for KD is over, you got to pivot to plan B. And I thought people would pivot rather quickly.
Yeah. Do you think the KD trade like disrupted a lot of the things that were going on?
Not really, because look at the amount of shit we saw happen today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it affected other things that like didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had any like big effects on the market overall, because I mean we saw so much action today. Shams providing an update on his live show, but I'm not listening. So.
No, I'm not listening either.
Meek Leak wants to know the biggest winner, which franchise was the biggest winner at the deadline? It's Phoenix, and it's not close for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's Phoenix.
Who would you put second?
Oh, is it dumb that I kind of want to say the Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers.
Not because I think they're going to be like that much better, but I think they made like
they made a
smart
lot
decisions.
of moves. Yeah,
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff. The Lakers could be a good one. Maybe the Clippers. Clippers did a lot.
They did. Bones Hyland feels like such a Clipper. Like the Clippers always had like a Jamal Crawford, a Lou Williams.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the biggest loser? Is it Golden State?
I think it has to be.
You traded the second pick in the draft for Gary Payton.
A guy that was on your roster and you let walk 6 months ago. If you wanted him, just sign him. Yeah, Golden State might be the biggest loser. Most inept, probably the Rockets.
I would say yes. I don't even know what they did.
They traded Eric Gordon for 2 seconds and brought back John Wall.
Yeah. They traded away Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando.
Oh, that's right.
For Justin Holiday and Frank Kaminsky and 2 seconds. So they acquired 4 seconds.
Yeah. SEF Oklahoma asks, which players on the OKC Blue interest you in signing the rest of the season contracts to fill the 15th spot if OKC goes that route? To me, it's one of the two-way guys, right?
Yeah.
Probably like Eugene Marui.
Yeah, I don't really put any like credence to the Robertson stuff. I think he's just kind of
not at all
trying to blend in with that team and the staff specifically, so he can move into a role with the team someday.
Yeah, I agree. They traded out 2 bigger bodies, only brought back 1. So just the math there tells me probably Eugene Marui would be the guy.
Yeah, I've enjoyed his minutes when he's played. I wouldn't hate that.
So I'm assuming we're not going to get anything else here at the buzzer. I think everything is done. It's been 7 minutes. So the last question for you before we log off of here. Sorry, I was reading again.
Yeah.
Forgive me. Last question before we log off of here. Where are you at now that the dust has settled on OKC making the play-in?
Let me take a look at the standings. We get a Shams tweet, and is it anything?
No,
nope.
It's not. It's not.
Okay. Let me take a look at the standings. Okay, so got the woes tweet about the Raptors, about making some hard decisions in the offseason. All right, so the Jazz are currently ahead of OKC in the standings. I think OKC are better than the Jazz and the Blazers, and those 2 teams are currently ahead of OKC in the standings. I do think
get them to the 10th spot.
Yes, that would put them at the 10th spot. I think today does pave the way for OKC to make the play-in, and it's going to be OKC versus there's the Lakers also.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's still tough because previously our discussions didn't really include the Lakers because we just assumed they sucked and they wouldn't be a part of the conversation. I think now they're also a part of the conversation, even if Utah is not anymore. So they're in a similar place. I think OKC is going to end up being the 10th or 11th seed.
OKC is a game and a half up on the Lakers, currently has the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Let's look at this real quick. I'm going to pull up the Lakers schedule real fast. They made a lot of moves. Here's what the Lakers have coming up for the rest of the season. They're at home against the Bucks tonight. That feels like a loss.
Yes.
They go to the Warriors, to the Blazers, home against the Pelicans, home against the Warriors, to the Mavs, to the Grizz, to the Thunder, against the Wolves, against the Warriors, against the Grizzlies, Raptors, Knicks, Pelicans, Rockets, Mavericks, Magic, Suns, Thunder, Bulls, Wolves, Rockets, Jazz, Clips, Suns, Jazz. That's a difficult schedule.
That feels really difficult. The Rockets are the only tanking team I heard from that list.
And Utah.
In Utah, yeah.
If we look
That's
at
difficult.
tankathon.com and we look at remaining strength of schedule, Clippers have the second hardest schedule left in the league. Phoenix has the 6th. Minnesota has the 8th. The Lakers have the 18th. Oklahoma City has the 28th most difficult schedule. The only teams that have an easier run than them, per record, is Cleveland and Detroit. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the Lakers got better. They also have a much more difficult schedule. Let's look at the Thunder schedule real quick as well, just to see kind of how we feel about it now that these trades have been made.
I could also see Golden State being a slider here. Isn't Steph out for a while?
Yes, it's gonna be interesting. Thunder got Blazers, Pelicans, Rockets, Jazz, Suns, Kings, Lakers, Jazz. I feel good about having 3 games against the Jazz left.
Me too.
Warriors, Suns, Pelicans, Spurs, Nets, Raptors, Suns, Clippers, Lakers, Blazers, Hornets, Pistons, Pacers, Suns, Warriors, Jazz, and Thunder. So the Thunder have, let me go back over to Tankathon. Thunder have a game against Memphis, looking to easy games. Well, they have the Lakers on here. The Lakers aren't an easy game. We have 4 games against Utah left, who just sold off a lot of pieces and are tanking. 4 games against Utah. They got a game against the Pistons left. They have 2 more against the Blazers. They have the Hornets once more. Hard to really feel like where the Nets are at. That's an interesting one. Are the Nets going to be bad? Are they going to be good? I don't really know.
Just have a ton of average to slightly above average wings.
Yes, well, I'd put Mikal Bridges in.
Mikal is real good.
Yeah. I don't know, do you want to go through the schedule and pick wins and losses?
Why not?
Let's do it. Here, I'm going to share the screen so everybody can see. That's in the live stream still. We're just rambling now, guys. Silva, are we doing a podcast tonight over the Thunder trades? Or are we just calling it good?
I kind of think we can just call it good. People can, of course, still watch this broadcast after the fact if they want to hear us talk about Muscala and Bays, but I don't think we would have enough to talk about. If we traded anyone besides them, I would say let's do it.
Touche. Does that look all right on the stream? Yeah, I think you can see it. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So if you got pick wins and losses, what's the Thunder record currently?
It is 26-28.
26-28. God, us two trying to do math on the show is going to be bad. Blazers tomorrow night.
Win.
I also say win. So
27-28.
27-28. Okay, you got to keep track of this because I'm going to get confused. Pelicans at home on Monday.
No Zion still, I assume. Win. So 28-28.
28-28. Rockets on the 15th.
Win. 29-28.
Ooh. Jazz on the 23rd.
30-28, baby.
30-28. Suns.
Loss.
So
30-29.
30-29. Kings.
Lost. 30-30.
Kings again.
Win. 31-30.
31-30. Lakers.
Lost. 31-31.
Jazz.
Win.
32-31. Jazz again.
We'll just say a loss there. So 32-32.
Warriors.
I assume Steph will be back. And they just keep kicking our ass. So 32-33.
Suns.
Loss 32-34.
Pelicans.
I'm going to say loss.
I agree.
32-35. That hurts.
Spurs.
That's a win. 33-35.
33-35. Nets.
It's a win. So 34-35.
Raptors.
I'm trying to remember what the last Raptors game looked like. They won, didn't they?
No, the Thunder beat the shit out of them in OKC.
Okay. Let's say loss. We'll split.
So that would be 34-36.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Suns. 34-37.
Yep.
Back-to-back Clippers in LA.
Win one.
So that was 34-37. So this would be 35-38.
Yep.
I hope our math ends up being right here at the end.
It might not.
35-38 at the Lakers.
Let's give them a win. 36-38.
Blazers.
I'll throw in a loss. So 36-39.
Hornets.
What's a win? 37-39.
Pistons.
Win. 38-39.
Pacers.
Let's give them a win. 39-39.
Yeah, our math is off.
No.
No. We're good. We're at
Okay.
39-39.
Okay.
Suns is a loss, 39-40.
Yep.
Warriors is a loss, 39-41.
Unless they're like sitting guys at the end of the season.
I doubt they will be.
I know.
39-41. Jazz win.
Jazz win.
40 and 41.
Yep.
And the last game of the season to go 500.
Let's give them a win.
Hey, 41 and 41. Is
41
41 and 41 get into the playing game?
Oh boy, I don't know. I'm gonna look at last season really quick because I really do not know.
We got a question in the chat while you're looking that up that asks, which seconds did we get today? And Meek Leak says 2 Boston picks and 1 Suns pick. We don't know if they are Boston seconds and Suns seconds. They could be coming from some other place. Oh, here we go. According to a league source, the Celtics are sending the Thunder their 2029 second-round pick and the worst of their 2 second-round picks this year in the Muscala deal.
Okay.
So let me look something up real quick while you are pulling up last year.
That would put OKC, if you're looking at last year, the Clippers had 42 wins and they were the 8th seed. Pelicans in the 9th seed had 36 wins.
Oh, wow.
So that puts them around the 9-10 range, if I had to guess this year.
Okay, this is really confusing, but for this upcoming draft, the Thunder have their own first, right to swap with the Clippers. They have a second-round pick from Dallas or Miami, the more favorable. They have a second-round pick from Washington, which is a really valuable pick. But they owe a second-round draft pick to Denver and Charlotte. 2023 second-round draft picks to Denver and Charlotte. Oklahoma City will receive the most favorable of its 2023 second-round pick, Washington's pick, and the more favorable of Dallas second-round pick and Miami second-round pick. So we're getting 2, the more favorable of our own and Washington, and the more favorable of the Dallas Miami. Denver will receive the second most valuable. God, this is confusing.
It is confusing.
So I think the Thunder have 1 first and 2 seconds in this upcoming draft.
Yeah.
And then if they are getting Boston's second in this upcoming draft, that's 1 first and 3 seconds.
Okay.
That's 4 draft picks. I don't see them making 4 selections.
Me either. I see them making 1.
I could see those second rounders being traded for future picks, being traded, consolidate all 3 of those second rounders to get something, being draft and stash type of guys. Lots of different options with those second round picks, but 1 first and 3 seconds this year. In 2024, they owe their own 24 second rounder to Atlanta. In 24, the Thunder have their own pick, Their first from Houston, the first from LA, possibly the first from Utah, and a 2024 second round pick from Charlotte or Minnesota, the less favorable. So the Thunder have up to 5 picks in 2024.
That's wild. Wild stuff. Wild trade deadline.
Agreed. Lots. I mean, my head is still reeling from all the moves that have been made.
It's going to be a lot of podcast listening for me over the next day or so.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of stuff to figure out. Silva, we've been on 50 minutes. I think that's it.
I think you're right.
Awesome. Hey, thank you guys for hopping in the live stream with us, watching this. I know we were a little distracted. We were trying to keep up with the news just as much as you guys were. So we will be back. I will be back tomorrow night, Friday, after the Thunder take on the Portland Trailblazers. Do not think Portland's new guys will be in the lineup. I would assume no Matisse Thybulle, no 5 second-round picks. Who else was it? Cam Reddish?
Kevin
Reddish.
Knox.
Kevin Knox. I don't know if those guys will play or not. It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Sorry,
So
Nick.
join us. Make sure you sub to the YouTube channel. Join us tomorrow night. Be live around 11:30, sometime between 11:30 and midnight after that game concludes. We will talk to you guys then. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, Thunder up.